Jaya Yamuna Ravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Ravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिकराचार्य स्तोरशर श्री श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिकराचार्य स्तोरशर श्री श्रीमती भक्ति सिद्धांत गोस्वामी महाराज की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य शिला प्रभुपाद की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 6, Text number 5. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one shall offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, and unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nast prayesu abhadresu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavate Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and love in service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Narada Vacha Bhikshubhi Vipravisite Vijnana Idastribi Mama Vartamana Vayasi Adye Tata Etat Akarasam Naraduvacha Bhikshu Vipravasite Vijnana Destribir Mama Vartamano Vayasi Adaye Tata Etat Akarasam. Let me get the metric correct. Naraduvacha Bhikshubir Vipravasite Vijnana Destribir Mama Vartamano Vayasi Adye Tata Etat Akarasam Naraduvacha Bhikshubir Vipravasite Vijnana Destribir Mama Vartamano Vayasi Adye Tata Etat Akarasam. Please repeat. Naraduvacha Vipravasite Naraduvacha 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 Mama Naraduvacha Vipravasite Mataji's Naraduvacha Narada Vacha. Shri Narad said, Bhikshubi by the great sages, Vipravasite, having departed for other places, Vijnana, scientific spiritual knowledge, Edastribi, those who imparted unto me, Mama, mine, Vartamana, present, Vayasi Adye, before this life, Tata, thereafter, Etat, this much, Akarasam, performed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Narad said, the great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way. Please repeat. Shri Narad said, the great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way. Purport. In his previous life, when Naradji was impregnated with spiritual knowledge by the grace of the great sages, there was a tangible change in his life. Although he was only a boy of 5 years, that is an important symptom visible after initiation by the bona fide spiritual master. Actual association of devotees brings about a quick change in life for spiritual realization. How it so acted upon the previous life of Sri Narad Muni is described by and by in this chapter. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastatha Dasatarine Om Jnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So as we know, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koi. Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. The verdict of all scriptures is that by even a moment's association with a pure devotee, one can attain all success. So, as you can see from the life of Narad Muni, who is one of our acharyas in the disciplic succession, just a moment's association of taking remnants and an association of bona fide devotees, his life had changes. And those changes are described not as bodily alone, but he had changes from within. Om Jnanam Timirandasya, we chant these prayers in the morning. All these prayers we are chanting, we need to know their meanings. Because, Srila Prabhupada was very critical about this, that we should not just chant and not know what we are chanting or what is the significance of all these prayers. So Om Jnanam, by the torchlight of knowledge, the spiritual master is actually giving us this knowledge. So in the morning, we do the Samsara Dava prayers. And the 8th stanza is Yasya Prasado Bhagavad Prasado, Yasya Prasada Nagati Kutopi, Dayans Tuam Stasya Yasastri Sadhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanaramindam. What does it mean? Yasya Prasado Bhagavad Prasado. By the mercy of the spiritual master, one receives the benediction of Krishna. Without the grace of the spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. Therefore, I shall always remember and praise the spiritual master at least 3 times a day. I shall offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Yasya Prasado Bhagavad Prasado. So, I wanted, because it's a very short purport, the essence of this purport is Sadhu Sangha, or getting the benediction of spiritual master. So I wanted to go through the translation of the morning Samsara Dava prayer, because it's very important for us to understand what this prayer is all about, because it's all glorification of the spiritual master. So the first translation of the first stanza is, the spiritual master is receiving benediction from the ocean of mercy. Who is that ocean of mercy? Krishna. Because the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra must speak the same language. That is bona fide. If a Guru is not speaking about Krishna, then he's bogus. Because we know, what do we know from all the revealed scriptures? Krishna's to Bhagwan Swayam. So Krishna's to Bhagwan Swayam. So we know who is God, is Krishna. And who is a bona fide spiritual master is the one who is speaking about Krishna. It's very simple. In fact, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj used to say that the way to know someone is a bona fide guru is you hear how many times he has spoken Krishna in a minute. Because if you listen to Srila Prabhupada Vani, literally there is not a time that Srila Prabhupada does not mention about Krishna. So that is bona fide. Because Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, these are the three principles we follow. Yasya Prasado Bhagavad Prasado. So the mercy. So the mercy is coming through the Guru. So the spiritual master is receiving benediction from the ocean of mercy. Just as a cloud pours water on a forest fire to extinguish it. So the spiritual master delivers the materially afflicted world by extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master who is an ocean of auspicious qualities. The second stanza, chanting the holy name, dancing in ecstasy, singing and playing musical instruments. The spiritual master is always gladdened by the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu, because he is relishing the mellows of pure devotion within his mind. Sometimes his hair stands on end. He feels quivering in his body and tears flow from his eyes like waves. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. You know, once we go through all this translation, then I will tie this into the 9 processes of devotional service and show us that how practically a bona fide spiritual master like Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, is actually engaging us in these 9 processes. The third stanza is the spiritual master is always engaged in the temple worship of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. He also engages his disciples in such worship. They dress the deities in beautiful clothes and ornaments, clean their temple, and perform other similar worship of the Lord. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. That's why we always end with Vande Guru Shri Charanara Vindam. Charanara Vindam means respect, obeisances. So especially for new devotees, new bhaktas who are coming into Krishna consciousness, very important to understand these morning prayers and all these prayers that we are doing. What do they signify? How are these practically being applied in our day-to-day seva? The fourth stanza says the spiritual master is always offering Krishna 4 kinds of delicious foods, analyzed as that which is licked, chewed, drunk, and sucked. When the spiritual master sees that the devotees are satisfied by eating Bhagavad Prasada, he is satisfied. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. The fifth stanza is the spiritual master is always eager to hear and chant about the unlimited conjugal pastimes of Radhika and Madhav and their qualities, names and forms. The spiritual master aspires to relish this at every moment. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. Number 6, the spiritual master is very dear because he is expert in assisting who? The gopis, who are at different times making different tasteful arrangements for the perfection of Radha and Krishna's conjugal loving affairs within the grooves of Vrindavan. I offer my most humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. So the spiritual master is not even serving Krishna directly. He is serving the topmost devotees. And who is the most topmost devotee? Is the gopis. In fact, there is this very good pastime, when Krishna portrayed one of his leelas, that he was sick and he had very high fever. Imagine the Lord having high fever. But he had high fever. And he went to all his goddesses of fortune, Rukmani and everyone. I need the dust of your feet on my head so my fever can reduce. And none of them wanted to do it. And then obviously the gopis who approached us, we know. And the gopis, what was their mood? Oh, anything that can cure our beloved Krishna. We don't care even if we have sinned. So this is the mood in which we should do service. Service is done in the mood of Atma Nivedanam, as we'll speak, the 9 processes of devotional service. So the number 7, the spiritual master is to be honored as much as the Supreme Lord, because he is the most confidential servitor of the Lord. This is acknowledged in all revealed scriptures and followed by all authorities. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Sri Hari Krishna. So twice the word bona fide is used in this stanza. And I started by saying what is a very clear symptom of bona fide is that speaks about Lord Krishna. Nothing but Lord Krishna. Not about different societies, about self-realization, about meditation, about all those things, and completely no mention of Krishna. That is a very clear symptom that this is a bona fide guru. Number 8, by the mercy of the spiritual master, like I said, Yasya Prasado Bhagavad Prasado, one receives the benediction of Krishna. Without the grace of the spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. Therefore, I shall always remember and praise the spiritual master at least 3 times a day. I shall offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Number 9, one who with great care and alteration loudly recites this beautiful prayer to the spiritual master during the Brahma Murta period obtains direct service to Krishna, the Lord of Vrindavan, at the time of his death. So, we also then go to another very important prayer, which is the prayer that is done for the Guru Puja Arti, Guru Vandana. So we also do Guru Vandana. Why do we do Guru Vandana? What is the significance of Guru Vandana? It is also very important for us to understand. So, what is the translation of the 10 stanzas that we sing? The translation is the lotus feet of our spiritual master, as we say in the morning. After we do the Guru Puja, we actually translate this, that the lotus feet of the spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him, ecstatic prema emanates, and by him, ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is what? Is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, Lord and master of the devotees. O master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Now, do we just speak this, or do we even try to live this? You know, like the other day, Maharaj was saying, Mama, 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 Mama. It's Rama, 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 not Mama, Mama, Mama. So, are we only just, for the sake of it, just chanting these things, or do we actually understand why we are doing this? What is the significance of this? In fact, in ISKCON, as we know, we only do the translation of up to the part that and there is further translations of these prayers that are done in the and I don't want to go through those because I want to make sure that this is authoritative. But there is further about the importance of this prayer. So, as we know, the spiritual master is doing what? As we realize, is engaging us in the service of the Lord. So, Prahlad Maharaj, who is our Acharya, in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, text 23 and 24, gives us the 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, ending with Atma Nivedanam. And the purport is about 5-6 pages that Srila Prabhupada gives. Very elaborate purport on these 9 processes of devotional service. So, again, in this purport, Srila Prabhupada explains the role of a sannyasi. He says, who is bona fide to speak about Krishna carries 3 dandas. And this signify kaya, mana, and vakya, which means body, mind, and words, are all offered to Vishnu. So that's another symptom of bona fide. Because everything is offered to who? To Vishnu, Krishna. And then one can begin devotional service. So unless one offers by mind, body, and words himself at the service of the Lord, one cannot begin devotional service. Srila Prabhupada mentions this. So Srila Prabhupada comments, one should not be like the karmis who perform pious activities and then formally offer the results to Krishna. That is karma kand. One should not aspire for the results of his pious activities, but should dedicate oneself fully and then act piously. So the significance of devotional service is being stressed by Srila Prabhupada as compared to the approach of karma kandis, where they feel that formally offering all the results to Krishna, even in the Bhagavad Gita this is mentioned, because Krishna says first to renounce everything. And then in the 5th chapter, Krishna then says, no, act in Krishna consciousness. So that is what exactly Srila Prabhupada is trying to tell us, that we should not be desirous of approaching it from that angle. We should go straight to the mark of bhakti. So, in this aspect, also in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, there is a very important shloka. Anya bilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanu silanam bhaktir uttama. One should render devotional service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. One should simply satisfy Krishna without being influenced by fruitive knowledge or by fruitive knowledge. So, again, to reiterate what Srila Prabhupada just wrote in his purport. Srila Prabhupada continues to say that to perform bhakti, one should be relieved of the bodily conception of life and aspirations to be happy through elevation to the higher planetary systems. So, pure bhakti does not even aspire us to seek higher planetary systems. Why? Because even if we go to the higher planetary systems, 10,000 years, whatever thousands of years we live, we are still going to come back. So it's not a permanent solution. So in other words, work performed simply for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord without any desire for material benefits is called bhakti or nishkam. Why? Because it has no conditions to it. It has no give and take feeling. Oh, I'm doing this, I need this in exchange. Oh Lord, give me my daily bread. Or, okay, I'm doing this, I put $10 in the hundi, but Krishna, I'm going to go and sign a deal for $1 million. Krishna is not dummy. You know, you're giving him $10, you're trying to get $1 million. It's not like that. Bhakti is done unalloyed. So if a devotee performs only one of the 9 processes Srila Prabhupada mentions without deviation, he can attain the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so now we start with Shravanam. So Shravanam is the process that starts with Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Bhava Magni Nirvapanam, Sreya Kairava Chandrika, Vitra Vidyavadav, Jivanam. One of the 8 instructions by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Cleansing of the heart. How is the cleansing of the heart done? By mental speculation? By fruitive activities? By the neti business? No. It is done by the process of chanting. So there is no question about neti. Oh, I can try to do this by reading. Oh, I need to first understand Krishna. Who are we to understand Krishna? Unless Krishna reveals himself to us. We can't even understand. Like right now I'm studying something. And I can't even understand the topic very well. And I'm trying to understand Krishna. Unless Krishna bestows the mercy through a spiritual master like Srila Prabhupada, we cannot understand this knowledge. So that is why the emphasis is being given on chanting. It says, by the dint of Chetodarpana, when the dust from the heart is cleaned, one can realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that the most important process in Shravanam is Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing, the most important process of hearing of Shravanam is Srimad Bhagavatam class. Unless one hears about the holy name, form and qualities of the Lord, one cannot clearly understand the other processes of devotional service. These are exactly Srila Prabhupada's words. Then unless you do not start with the process of hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam, you cannot understand the other 9 processes. We know that the 2 important processes are Shravanam, Kirtanam, chanting, Chetodarpana Marjanam, and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. And Srila Prabhupada comments that in the Shravanam process, you must be very careful about Trinada pi sunichena tarora pi saisnuna amanina manadena kirtanaya sadahari. That how should you chant? That you should chant in the most humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the blade of grass. In such a mood, you can chant. So the process is very clearly being explained by Srila Prabhupada. And as we know that in Kali Yuga, Kali Kala Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar, that in Kali Yuga the Lord comes in the form of his Nam. And there is no difference between Nam and Nami. There is no distinction between the name and the Supreme Lord. In fact, Gaur Govind Maharaj gives in his class a very good explanation that actually the Nam is more merciful than the Nami. That more merciful than the Lord is the name of the Lord. And we can know that through the process of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Panchatattva. Because they are Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Premapadayate. They are Namo Mahavadanyaya. They are distributing this message freely to all of us. So, the performance of other processes such as Yagya, Dan, Tapa and Kriya, which are sacrifices, charities and so on, are not possible in this age. And again, very important that we stick to the process of chanting and association. Now, in the Svetasvatar Upanishad 638, there is again affirmation of listening or having trust in the words of the spiritual master. Yasya dehe para bhaktir yata dehe tata guru tasyate katita hi artha prakasante mahatmana. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. So the implicit faith is not only in Krishna, but also the spiritual master. And that is the secret of how this knowledge is going to be revealed. And as I had mentioned that Kirtanam, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Prabhupada mentions is the main principal method of advancement in spiritual life. What does then Srila Prabhupada say? Very interesting after that. Srila Prabhupada says, very sharp people in their intelligence, people who are very sharp in their intelligence, should adopt the process of chanting the holy names of the Lord. He doesn't say, okay, if you're very sharp, start reading or start debating what we are taught in today's colleges or start questioning. No. He says if you are intelligent, the process should be chant the holy name of the Lord. And that example is given to us by our Sampradaya. Bhakti Siddhant Maharaj was a highly qualified person. How many have tried to read Brahma Samhita? How many people by show of hands have ever tried to read Brahma Samhita? I don't know how many times you use the dictionary or how many times you have to look. You can't even understand. This is Bhakti Siddhant, but he took initiation from Gorakishore Das Babaji Maharaj, who had, according to material, I want to clarify this for the internet, according to material, had no qualifications. So, if you have got some intelligence, Prabhupada is saying, start the process of chanting. Why? Because that is the principal method. But what does Srila Prabhupada also say in that same aspect on the process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, is to avoid the 10 offenses. And we chant these 10 offenses daily. First is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the name of Lord Krishna. Second is to consider the names of Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Third is what? To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth is to blaspheme the Vedic literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth is to consider the chanting of the glories of the holy name to be what? Imagination. That is our fifth offense. That we think that the glories of chanting is imagination. Sixth is to do what? Is to give some mundane interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. Look at everything has been given to us by Srila Prabhupada. We don't need to speculate anything. Seventh is to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. So the 10 processes are very clearly delineated to us. And Srila Prabhupada mentions that in your processes, in your 9 processes of devotional service, especially Shravanam, Kirtanam, avoid the 10 offenses. Because what does Srila Prabhupada say? There is no atonement for this. There is no atonement. The only recommended process then is to start chanting 24 hours a day. That is the atonement. The atonement is also chanting. But Srila Prabhupada mentions that chanting is meant to be 24 hours. Then we go to Smaranam. And there is 5 kinds of Smaranam because this is Vishnu Smaranam. So Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport 5 kinds of remembrance. One is conducting research into the worship of a particular form of the Lord. Second is concentrating the mind on one object. Third is concentrating upon a particular form of the Lord. Fourth is concentrating continuously on the form of the Lord. And fifth is awakening a likening for a concentration on a particular form of the Lord called Samadhi. And as we know, devotees in New Dwarka are attracted and attached to the form of Shishi Rukmini Dwarkadesh. That is Vishnu Smaranam. Gorgeously, most beautifully dressed deities. And now we have Shri Rag Prabhu here to make the Pujari loom become the most opulent. Why? Because we are attracted to Shri Rukmani Dwarkadesh. That is our Smaranam. Pada Sevanam is the 4th process. Intensely attached to thinking of the Lord's lotus feet is called Pada Sevanam. And that's why there's a process. When we come and take darshan of the deities, we start from the feet. Going to the middle of the body and the head, that is the protocol. The protocol is not going straight to the face. We start from the feet. Because Tulsi Mata, beloved of Lord Krishna, who grants us, who we pray for every day, Tulasi Krishna Prayasi, is residing at the feet of the Lord. Look at this scientific process. I'm going to only take 2 more minutes. I'll not go further than that because it's get. But the thing here is, look at it, Pada Sevanam. And Srila Prabhupada says that Pada Sevanam also includes the form of the Lord, touching the form of the Lord, visiting holy places and all that. And then is Archanam, worship of the deity. And then Srila Prabhupada, especially for the internet users, the process of Archanam is recommended for Grihasthas. Because Srila Prabhupada says that Grihasthas are generally engaged in material activities. They should perform deity service, or else their falling down is positively assured. And Srila Prabhupada gave clear instructions that the sannyasis and brahmacharis should go out and preach, and the grihasthas should take care of the deities. And then there is Vandanam, which is prayers to the deity. Dasyam, which is meant to be a servant of the Lord. And Sakyam, when you want to become a friend of the Lord. And the last process is Atma Nivedanam. And at that process, we have no motive other than to serve the Lord and surrender everything to the Lord and perform activities to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, as we know, this is not a coincidence. Narad Muni was 5 years. It's mentioned in the purport. Narad Muni was 5 years. Prahlad Maharaj was 5 years, giving us this instruction. Dhruva Maharaj was 5 years. So Srila Prabhupada comments something about this in his purports. He says a child up to the age of 5 years, whatever he or she learns stays with them for the rest of their life. This is the instruction Srila Prabhupada states in his purports. So very important for us to read Srila Prabhupada's books. Very important for us to understand why we do this. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Any comments? All glories to Srimad Bhagavatam class and Shri Shri Rukmani Dwarkadesh.